This is your third and final lecture on 2.3, dealing with contradictions, identities, and classifying equations. We know this is a contradiction only because it tells us at the top. Okay? So let's see why it's a contradiction. Distributing my negative first. So I have 3y minus 5y minus 4. And over here, I'm distributing a negative 7. So remember, this was like an understood negative 1. Negative 1 times 5 and negative 1 times 4. Here I'm doing negative 7 times 2y and negative 7 times negative 1. Combining my like terms on each side, 3y minus 5y is a negative 2y, and 12y minus 14y is also a negative 2y. Add 2y to both sides, and you can see that your 2y's cancel on both sides. You're left with negative 4 equals 7. That is not true. So this is called a contradiction because that's contradictory. And for a contradiction, there's no solution. Okay? An identity is kind of the opposite of a contradiction. So distribute 2. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 5 is 10. Distribute my negative 1. Negative 1 times 2x is a negative 2x. Negative 1 times 10 is a positive 10. Combining my x's on the right, 4x minus 2x gives me 2x. When I subtract 2x from both sides to get my x's together, just like in the last problem, my x's drop off. However, in this case, what's left is true. 10 does equal 10. So this is called an identity. An identity means your solution is all real numbers. Okay? So we want to know, is this equation a contradiction, which we've talked about, an identity, which we've talked about, or conditional? If it's conditional, it means you actually get a solution, like a equals 5, a equals 10. So, distributing my 2 first. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times a is 2a. Bring down my minus 12a. Negative a plus 5 minus 9a. Combining my a's on each side. So I have 4, 2 minus 12 is a negative 10a. Negative a minus 9a is a negative 10a. Add 10a to both sides. And I get 4 equals 5. That's not true. So this one is a contradiction. But if we go up here where we got x equals 4,000, that's conditional. P equals 120, that's conditional. This equation is true on the condition that P equals that value. Okay? One more, solving a finance problem. You invest part of 5,000 in a CD that earns 2% simple interest compounded annually. The rest in bonds that earn 3% simple interest compounded annually. To determine the amount C that you should invest in the CD to earn $135 interest at the end of the year, you want to solve this equation right here. So 0.02C That's a bad C. 0.03 times, was it 5,000 or 50,000? Let's go back and see. 5,000 minus C, okay. So the first thing you want to do is distribute over that parenthesis. So 0.02C plus 0.03 plus 5,000 is 150. Minus 0.03 times C is 0.03C. I can combine my C's over here on the left. So 0.02 minus 0.03 is a negative 0.01C. And bring everything else down. Subtract my 150 from both sides because I'm trying to get C by itself. So I have a negative 15 and divide by negative 0.01. Cancels on the left, so C equals, negative over negative is positive, and so C equals 1,500 should be invested in the CD so that I earn $135 a year. And the other remaining should be invested in the bonds. And that ends your lecture for 2.3.